So this review is going to be a little bit different because usually I talk about everything that happened from beginning to end. But for this one, let's talk about the main points and what happened to our main characters. So it was Myeong Hee the entire time. You guys were right. Hey, to be fair, I thought so too, but I thought the drama could have been tricking us and the drama actually has a happy ending, but straightforward. It was Myeong Hee. But the old man though, that took me by surprise. We all thought it was Hee Tae. I even guessed it could have been the brothers, Myeong Soo or Jong Tae, but it was Kyeong Soo, the soldier. The only one who wasn't partaking in any of these criminal acts that the other soldiers were doing. He wasn't killing people. He wasn't shooting people. He almost did, but he didn't. He wasn't arresting people, put that in quotes. He wasn't doing all of that. And in my opinion, he is the true MVP in this drama because without him, Hee Tae, Sokchol, which I was surprised that she woke up, and Myeong Soo, they would have still continued trying to find Myeong Hee. So in my opinion, again, he's the true MVP. So the first thing I want to talk about are the sad scenes, because those were tearjerkers. It really was. The first thing they gave us to cry about was Myeong Hee's dad's death. He was captured by the soldiers in episode 11, and in the finale, we see him dead. And man, that was just something else. I mean, when you see their relationship, they were most of the time at odds against one another. They weren't really on the same page most of the time, but at the end of the day, Myeong Hee is still his daughter. Her dad is still her dad. And man, when she uncovered the white cloth and looked at him, oh man, that was hard to watch. And also her reading his letter. The letter that her dad wrote to her. You don't need me to recite it. I mean, just watching it explains everything. But if you're watching this review before watching the episode, that doesn't make any sense. But for those who've seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. Seeing other people mourn over the loss of their loved ones, that was really sad. Towards the end of this drama, after Myeong Hee, I should put it in quotes, went missing. When Hee Tae was passing out the flyers and he was trying to find her, he sees and hears the music being played on TV and he starts breaking down crying. Oh man, that was, yeah, dang. I want to talk about Soo-chan and Soo-don real quick. So at the beginning of this episode, which was a very good opening in my opinion, we see an older gentleman with glasses. That's Soo-chan. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys thought it was Hee Tae. I thought it was Hee Tae too, until the camera zoomed out and we see Soo-chan and Soo-don's dad laid in front of him. Also, it cuts to another scene of a woman who I think is inside a car, but that's Soo-don. And also, after watching this whole episode and you see the actor who portrays an older Hee Tae is a different actor compared to the guy at the beginning of this episode. So yeah, that was Soo-chan at the beginning of this episode. So I like the character development of Soo-chan. At the beginning of this drama, he was pretty much going by the book. He believed in the system that his country had, right? But after going through what he went through, you know, being beaten, being captured by the soldiers and whatnot, he starts to see the world in a different way, more from Soo-don's point of view. So yeah, that character development, I really enjoyed that. Now let's talk about Ki-nam. Not surprised it took this long for him to realize all of his actions was hurting his family and tearing them apart. Not apart from each other, just tearing them apart from him. And it took Jong Tae to get hurt for him to realize that. Well, it's good to know who's his favorite son. So Ki-nam ordered a guy to kill Myeong Hee. Jong Tae heard it, went to help, and then he got hurt. And then Ki-nam, he was just in shock. He wanted to make sure that Jong Tae was okay. I mean, he grabbed his arm, but then Jong Tae just shrugged him off. And that's also the last time we saw Ki-nam. So for us viewers, we can just guess what happened to him. Maybe divorce, maybe lost a lot of money, maybe, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a guess. But yeah, Ki-nam. I mean, I thought Ki-nam was going to have a different ending. Not like that, but hey, I'm not complaining. At least he realized all of his actions was just crazy. Now let's fast forward to when Myeong Soo decided to go MIA. Myeong and Hee Tae found out that he went missing. They went out to go find him. Now they went to the woods, but the path to the woods split into two ways. Hee Tae went one way, Myeong went to the other way. Let's stick with Myeong. Myeong goes her way, she finds Myeong Soo, but then she also sees that there are soldiers out in the woods as well. She tells Myeong Soo to run and get away from the woods. And for Myeong, she got herself to be captured by the soldiers. Now one of the soldiers saw Myeong Soo run away. Kyeong Soo decided to run after him. One of the other soldiers called him an idiot and decided to raise his gun and try to fire at Myeong Soo. Now we didn't see Myeong getting shot, but we can guess that when she saw one of the soldiers aiming his gun at Myeong Soo, I think it's pretty obvious to guess that Myeong decided to jump in his path and then she got shot. And I think that's why she fell in that small little ditch. If not, then the soldiers threw her in there, which, yeah. And then for Kyeong Soo, he was told that if there's anything in her pockets, take it. Kyeong Soo, yeah, she went to check Myeong's pockets. Myeong, well, she wasn't dead first. She was still alive for a bit. She asked Kyeong Soo, is Myeong Soo still alive? Kyeong Soo said yes, or I think he nodded his head. And then Myeong just passed. But the locket was with Myeong Soo. Kyeong Soo let Myeong Soo go. Myeong Soo dropped the locket. Kyeong Soo took it. And he gave Myeong the locket and put it in her pocket, including the note that she already had in her pocket. So that's why the note was there. And that's why the locket was with Myeong. Well, with the skeleton, which was Myeong. And then for Hee Tae's part, so he went his way. He got captured by the soldiers. He was beaten a bit. They almost shot at him until Kwang Kyu decided to save him. He said that they were born in the same neighborhood. Kwang Kyu is also from Gwangju. And yeah, he saved him from being shot. And what he said was, we're just going to take him in and question him. And if you look at one of the scenes where Hee Tae is being taken in, he's actually looking back because he's worried about Myeong. He doesn't know what happened to Myeong. The last time he saw her was when right before they split up and went different ways to find Myeong Soo. And then right after the woods scene, fast forward, we see Hee Tae passing out flyers. Myeong is reported as a missing person, and he breaks down crying after listening to the music being played on TV. Now I know there's going to be some people out there that could think about the woods scene a little bit too much. Like, for example, if Myeong Soo didn't went missing, then Hee Tae and Myeong wouldn't have been in the woods anyway, and Myeong wouldn't have got shot. Let's not go there. I'm just saying, let's not go there. And then towards the end of this episode, if fast forward to 2021, first we see some rude guy being rude to the nurse, and then we see an older doctor. That's Hee Tae. For those who can't read in Korean, it says his name right there, Hee Tae, Hwang Hee Tae on it. So yeah, that was Hee Tae. And also, if you guys haven't noticed, when he was trying to fight off the rude guy in the hospital, he hugged him. He didn't hit him. And remember, Hee Tae did the same thing to one of the protesters who was hating on Suron for getting married and going to Seoul. Yeah, he hugged him. So yeah, that was Hee Tae. And then fast forward, we see a woman in blue. That's Sok-chol. She finally woke up from her coma. So we see Sok-chol, and then we see Myeong Soo. Those two got together to tell Hee Tae that they found Myeong. And then Hee Tae went to the police station. He received the locket and the note that was with Myeong when she died. And he also met up with the mystery old man who turns out to be Kyeong Soo. So again, Kyeong Soo is the true MVP in this drama. And then later on, Hee Tae reads the note that was with Myeong, and then he also wrote back saying, I don't regret meeting you. I don't regret going to Gwangju. What if we didn't let go when we went inside the woods and until we meet again? And that was such a bittersweet ending, you know, well, for their story. I mean, I'm happy that Hee Tae found Myeong, but at the same time, you know, Myeong, you know, she's not alive, and you know, yeah, sad but sweet, but mostly sad. Now my thoughts on the drama. First, I do like that it's set in the past. I mean, we have so many modern, you know, like present time or future settings in dramas, but to see one set in the past is a nice change of pace for once, you know. The love story, I do enjoy seeing this love story between Myeong Hee and Hee Tae, but also knowing that the love story is going to have a sad ending is pretty much like reading or even watching a play of Romeo and Juliet. You know, it's sweet that they meet together, it's sweet that they get to know each other and their bond grows, but you know that it's going to be a tearjerker towards the ending, but I still enjoyed it too. Keenum was, how should I put it, the fire in this drama train. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have gotten all of these shocking moments, to be honest. And the actor portraying Keenum, he did an amazing job portraying this villain. And yeah, I mean, I find it kind of weird that he didn't get a proper ending. I mean, we just saw him in shocked that Jongtae got injured, and that was pretty much the last time we saw him. So for us not knowing what really happened to his character, I mean, for us viewers, we can guess all we want, but to actually have a visual of what happened to his character, that would have been nice. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess by the end of this drama, everyone had a appropriate ending. That's the best way that I could put it. I don't want to say happy, but I don't want to say sad either. I mean, it is a sad ending that two of our main characters are not together, but appropriate is the best way that I could put it. You know, finding closure, them spending years trying to find Myeong-gi, that's finally over, you know? So appropriate, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my review and the episode. Thank you so much for enjoying my reviews of this drama. Definitely had a good time watching it, and I know you guys as well. I mean, some of you guys have been coming up with theories and telling me, is Myeong-gi? No, it's Hee Tae, you know, stuff like that. So hey, I always read the comments. So other than that, if you guys like this review, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya. He wasn't taking people's lives. He wasn't arresting people. I put that in quotes because they were not